Hey, Rebel, too much more talk about how Set's a terrible champion, and you won't be coming back on the VCS, all right? Yulwei gets to talk about his main, I get to talk about mine. I love me some Set, but as Milky alluded to, Yulwei, your favorite champ has been picked.
Oh yeah, and remember Wednesday when we were looking on the, or was it Thursday? I don't remember,
Thursday,
but yeah,
Thursday.
Yeah, we were looking at the picks and saying, this is ridiculous. They're playing Senna Set, our two main champions together in the bot lane. We are not casting. So thank you so much, GAM, for actually picking these two. So look at the summoner spells. GAM's bot lane is out for blood. They are going exhaust ignite with Senna. Senna is barely is not really in exhaust range in laning phase most of the time. So this is really trying to chase down the opponents. Chasing down opponents is Kiaya. And Hasmed already off to a really bad start. Hasmed, what are you doing?
Getting snipped. He's getting snipped. That's what he's doing. I want to just follow up on that exhaust point, because I actually think it's really smart. I think Style is the best person to run exhaust in this comp, and it's really good against the Gwen. Sorry, not against wrong team. Against the Aatrox, is what I meant to say, and the Victor. So, just a good summon to have.
I mean, if Victor is ever close enough to Senna, for Senna to exhaust Victor, one of the two has done a very, very bad job. I'm not sure which of the two.
It is GAM. It is GAM Senna.
Okay, Hasmed level 2, using the burst damage, but
Doesn't
now...
matter though, snippety snip.
Kiaya has no...
BJ's here.
Kiaya actually has no ghost. Oh!
Yeah, but he just kills him.
Yikes. He has
He's gonna get
Ignite.
traded back. Yeah, he used the Ignite onto Hasmed, so no trade back. But Kiaya solo kill? Hey, Beast, that's another one for the montage. Ooh, Froggy.
Unfortunately, it doesn't count because it's not VCS, but we can count it personally. And look at this bot lane. This is what they're here for. Levi is also there.
Ooh. Style misses the slow by very little. SGB just being completely denied.
Yeah, and Taki needs to be... Okay, Taki actually uses W, now he has to flash. Wow, that was very stupid. I'm not entirely sure why he did that. But yeah, that's his flash gone. Not too detrimental, of course, on Rakan, but you can already see the Senna set, obviously propped up by Levi, pathing towards bot side, being a pain in the ass to deal with for Shogun and Taki. Because, yeah, Senna, when Senna has a nice melee partner alongside her, especially against a bot lane that doesn't really have the damage to burst her down instantly, then she just runs rampant. And this is the dream scenario, because even if you try to engage on Senna, you have to be so careful as Taki here, because then B counter engages on you, they have Ignite and Exhaust, and the Senna is extra safe with this build, because she went Fleet Footwork. So yeah, it's just style wonderland, and we've seen him on Senna so many times already. We know he's amazing. Actually 100% win rate on this champion so far this year, so I have full trust in this Senna. It's one of the few pro Sennas I trust unconditionally.
That's high praise. That is high praise coming out of your way, who has I've never seen a Senna that he can't criticize until today. So we have to keep our eye on that one. And of course, Kiaya shoving Hasmed in. I mean, Rebel basically looked at this and said, well, Aatrox was great until the Malzahars locked in, and they still picked it. What does Hasmed actually do on this champion?
So, you can already see the impact of the pick, right? He already forced Kiaya into Ignite, because without Ignite, Kiaya loses the 1v1 pretty heavily. So, Hasmed, of course, was not supposed to die 1v1. They actually invested so much from Bean J to make him stronger and maybe even dominate the top lane. That is now out of the window. So, oh no, what is going on here?
It's just a little bit of a fight. Good zap there from Shogun, doing a lot. The Haymaker wards off any further engage, but Style very low.
Style is low, but he's Senna, so he just spams auto attacks to heal up, and he still has his flash, crucially. So the next engage can actually be an overreach from Saigon Buffalo if you try to kill Senna and then she flashes and attacks you from the side, out of range. That's quite scary. By the way, 5 minutes, 30 seconds in a pro game for the first stage of the support item. That is early. That tells you she is getting almost maximum amount of money and souls probably too. So this Senna is scaling up.
was at 22 just a moment ago.
Yeah, that is
Not
very
bad
good
at all.
soul card.
Style, very low. It's a good haymaker out of B, though. Flash to reposition it, and here comes Levi to cut off any path of escape. He comes over the wall. Lee Sin will claim that kill. Taki tagged up as well. It's a double for the captain.
And what did I just say? If you overextend to kill the Senna that still has flash up, she flashes away, and she's out of range, then you have repositioned yourself in a way that you are probably vulnerable to counter-engage, and here we go. That is exactly what happened. Now, the Senna didn't get any kills, but she doesn't need to. She's already very, very far ahead. 2 assists over to Seth is really nice as well for him, and 2 kills to Levi. So basically the perfect kill contribution to GAM, off to a blazing start again.
So what actually happened? It is literally exactly what you said, your way.
I actually have
Nostradamus on the mic.
Actually, have to blame Stahl a little bit. I think Stahl should have flashed the W from Taki immediately. He played it very riskily, actually letting himself get knocked up and then flashing away from the last possible auto attack. But in the end, it works out for him. It's flash invested from Shogun too, so now Shogun needs to be incredibly careful not to overstep into B. Because B's flash is down as well. So right now, bot lane should calm down a little bit. But a calm bot lane also means free souls, free gold for Senna. So everything going as expected. And I really didn't think we would see Senna today, I have to say. After 100% win rate for GAM, after enabling so many of the cool strategies, the Set, the Tom Kench, all the other stuff, the Saigon. It looked like this strategy was too strong to fight against. But Saigon Buffalo disagreed coming into the day. They might not disagree after this game.
I mean, I don't know what the issue is. Like, it's like a 50 CS lead for Shogun. He's doing fine.
Yeah. Okay. We're not going there.
Cloud9. I'm hireable. I can count support gaps. Regardless, what do we think about this top lane matchup? I want to return to it because obviously we have been focusing on the bot lane. There's been a lot of action down there, but I am still very confused about the Aatrox pick. It feels like it loses lane to Kiaya.
It shouldn't.
And then I don't know what it does in
Yeah, that's the key. That's the key. Basically, the whole pick has been rendered useless because it lost to Kiaya in the early game. That's not supposed to happen. He already forced the ignite. Ooh, that's a flash for flash. Yeah, Kati didn't have his shield. I actually don't think Beanjay has to flash if he buffers his ultimate correctly there, but flash for flash is fine too. Now, Beanjay hasn't really been able to make his presence known. He tried to accelerate the top lane. That was clearly the strategy, to come back to the Hasmed Aatrox point. The strategy was to have a good lane answer into Gwen, maybe force her to go ignite, make her more vulnerable for early ganks, immediately gank her early on, and then you win the matchup, then you have a strong top side. But Hasmed died in the 1v1. That basically takes away the whole win condition around the top lane. So all this draft strategy, the last pick for Hasmed, is rendered useless already. Botlane is already falling behind, so it was a risky strategy to go with for Saigon Buffalo. We're already in game 2 and it's falling apart at the seams, so it's not looking great for Saigon Buffalo today.
Yeah, we do have maybe a momentary opportunity to go back top. Kiaya with his ult down, Hasmed still has the World Ender, so maybe something can happen. But this definitely does seem like a much better early game out of GAM. Things appear to be going well to their plan. And I mean, we saw last game what happens even when the game goes to Saigon's plan early on.
Yeah,
GAM still wins.
And now Stahl has ultimate, so now you have even more factors to think about in the top lane engagements. Now, GAM can just play defensively in bot lane, or do this, just play like they want to, and use the Style ultimate to cover for Kiaya whenever he gets attacked. So GAM is really in their ideal state. This is going better than expected. They're not losing, they're winning basically every lane. Okay, Kiaya is, Kati's down in CS a little bit, but who cares? It's Malzahar. 10 CS more or less. He's just there to press R. He doesn't even need any CS. So look at it. It's just really nothing. Saigon Buffalo is trying, really succeeding.
Taki making a play. Doesn't actually go anywhere though. The Herald dies, but it got its charge off. It did its work.
That's both ultimate spanned from the Saigon Buffalo bot lane as well. So now GAM bot lane gets more time to do whatever they want. Kiaya is ignite ready. It's honestly just a huge stomp in terms of the macro department and individual lane. Not just picks, but also execution, especially in the top side, but also bot lane playing as well as they can. Now, it is an advantageous matchup in my opinion, so it is expected for them to win the bot lane, but they're still executing to a T, so they're doing exactly what they're supposed to do. Levi playing around bot lane, like we teased in Game 1, it's much more viable now that Style is one of the best AD carries in the league, I'd say. Maybe even the best right now. Brings so much diversity, brings amazing team fighting, is aggressive when he has to be aggressive, defensive. Maybe not the most, maybe not the best front-to-back team fighter, but considering he's also a very good center play, he definitely knows how to play late game. So right now, all the trumps on GAM's side, and they're off to, I mean, almost an insurmountable lead in my opinion here.
It's a bold call in the VCS to call anything insurmountable your way, but if any team can build the mountain no other man can climb, it is GAM.
And this is another...
how they execute the mid-game.
I mean, if we have anything to go from last game, their mid-game is even better than their early game, right? They came back in the last game. And this is actually something GAM has improved on so much compared to 1.5 years ago, 1 year ago. Their mid-game, late-game execution, their macro, in the traditional sense of the word, is so much better nowadays.
They're going for a solo kill onto Husmed. The World End has been pop style coming in. The W doesn't land.
Ooh, beautiful.
He might be able to swoosh away. He has flash. He's just going to go aggressive. Husmed, why?
He forced the flash from center. That wasn't too bad. I kind of see what he was doing, especially with Taki approaching, but in the end it's a little too aggressive, and Hasmed is really just throwing away this game. That he tried to go back to Rezo. He should never try to go back to Rezo on his Aatrox. Never go back to Rezo. 0-2 in the laning phase. We have seen this many times. Is his hair red? Probably. Because he looks like Razor in this game.
I think he got confused. He saw level 7 and went, oh, it's Neven! I can kill him!
I mean, to be fair, he actually hits the flash Q here, and this forces Style to flash immediately because it's a lot of damage. So I can kind of see what he was going for there, and now they actually catch Style. That was very nicely done.
There we go. The burnt flash mattered. Levi is a little bit caught out here, but he's a Lee Sin. I think he's too mobile for them to actually try and make a play onto. So SGB will just take their 1 kill and back on off.
Very annoying for Style, because he was actually between his 2 towers. They still chased him down. But in the end, that's not a consequential kill. Doesn't really do anything. It's still a 3k gold lead for GAM. B is the one farming the minions, so even with Style dying and losing some souls, B is fine, just getting stronger and stronger. And yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of life out of Saigon Buffalo, and this is also something Saigon Buffalo always shows us. Even if they are getting stomped, they will never just roll over and die. They will always look for opportunities. We saw this with the last play in Game 1, right? They went for the Baron. It had a very low chance of succeeding, but they had to go for it. The game was over otherwise, and this team will always try to go for these plays, so it's good to see a little bit of life from Saigon Buffalo, but it's a very steep way back into this game.
It is very steep, but hey, true story. I went to Africa when I was young, and I actually saw a buffalo like in the wild that was like an hour old. We got really lucky, just happened to see it. And those things are on their feet within like 30 seconds of being born. So if any animal can get up, despite not being in the best position, it's a buffalo. And here they are. Okay. It's a true story, by the way.
That's pretty cool.
It was really cool. Levi will be picking up their second Drake, traded for a Rift Herald. So SGB are getting what they can. To see, I mean, in terms of immediately getting back into the game, Herald is better than Dragon.
If you can actually use it, we are past the 40-minute point, so you can't get gold immediately. You actually need to kill the tower with the Rift Herald, which might be difficult considering you're losing every single lane. Now, they've put a lot of resources onto the top side and B is respecting them, so should be a tower back on the top side. There we go. Saigon Buffalo immediately cashing out the money, but now it's just a 1-for-1 trade in towers. So you lost the tower in the mid lane. You got the top lane tower, fair enough, but you actually paid another dragon for that, so it's still a losing play, and Saigon Buffalo really needs to stop this curve of just incrementally falling further and further behind in every single play. Okay, Taki has... Well, it doesn't
GAM
really
actually have the numbers.
Yeah,
so.
it doesn't really make sense to fight here if you don't get a catch. And B is tanky, you need to be careful, but if Taki can chain his CC well with Froggy and BJ, there should be a possible kill.
Yeah, they should be able to pick up this set. He will be able to buy quite a lot of time with the showstop. He'll have the haymaker for the big shield as well. Just, again, it's delay, delay, delay. He's still alive, Yulwei. Finally, they kill him. GAM was very far away. They can't actually come and reinforce, and they don't pick up a tower either. So in the end, it's just a positive play for Saigon Buffalo. Yeah. Oh, that center W holds up Aatrox for so long. He throws the Infernal Chains out. They have their eyes on Style. Very well done, SGB. Fight back once again.
Yeah, and GAM losing sight of their opponents. Hasmet actually taking some time to roam into mid lane was unexpected for GAM's side. Now GAM, can they punish this push? Oh, there's an ultimate. There's a teleport too.
Yeah, but they can't. There's no follow-up on it. That was excellent play there by Taki to hold it back. Cardi will pick up the kill, but it just doesn't matter because it's a support for a jungler. Hasmet very low, tries to gore drink. He's, ooh, that Malefic.
Whoa,
what? Whoa, Cardi! My. That center ult picking up one. Hasmet needs to find a way out. He can't. The Raptors will take him down. The chickens strike back.
It was almost the perfect play for Saigon Buffalo to come back. There was even a little interruption from Froggy on the bot lane. Beautifully done, actually, because Kiaya had the greatest flank positioning of all time, just in the middle of the lane. Teleport was started, but then interrupted by Froggy, so he was really saving the play there. This all starts with GAM just completely losing sight of Hasmet, so it's a nice play from Saigon Buffalo. They know they're bleeding pressure in the side lanes, but they get kills on both of the side lanes. Now, Malzahar is annoying to dive. He doesn't actually have a shield, but look at all his little minions. And Taki is not in range to get on Kati, and Kati actually gets his shield back. That's so annoying for them, because they can't attack Kati, really. He's full HP still, he has all his little voidlings. And then we see Senna out of base. They forgot about her ultimate. Zoom! And that's actually the E from Malzahar going over to Hasmet as well. Yeah, I think he's dead anyway, because the E actually bounced over to him. So it looked like he actually killed himself at the Raptors, but yeah, not the case. He tried to heal himself up on the Raptors, because the Malefic Visions were taking him down anyway.
Fair enough. The spooky dot did the job, even though I'm going to give it to the chickens anyway. I think they deserve a win every now and then. But overall, though, the back half of the play obviously very GAM favoured, but the front was very good for SGB. And they're the team that's behind, so an even trade, theoretically pretty good for them, as they continue to try and attack this mid tower.
Oh, BJ! What have you done?
He QSS'd.
Wait, why does he have a QSS this early in the game? That is very strange. He's never the prime target from Kati. Yeah, I am not sure if I agree with that, but fair enough. There is a QSS in BJ's inventory, so he doesn't die there. We are back to the Aram stage. Both of these teams really like this, and now Style has Flash available. We all know Senna and Aram is a yikes. You never want to play against that. It's pretty strong. So GAM now with great positioning. Senna also scaling up to be one of the main DPS carries. Not going for the solo queue, higher win rate builds. She's actually going for the crit build.
Yeah. Oh, he has a tower. He has a hallowed mist. There's a teleport coming in. They need to blow him up very, very quickly. There's the needlework being used. Center ult committed as well, but it doesn't do much. Cardi now on the run uses the ultimate. They just shield Hasmet up. This is 2 kills given over to the Buffalo.
And it seems like today, teams with the lead can't play a clean game. Very good counterplays once again from Saigon Buffalo. Yes, they lose another tower. They bleed map positioning once again, but it's only one tower.
They should get a dragon off this.
Exactly.
Well.
The dragon is actually in their side now too. Halting the dragon snowball is huge. So tower plus dragon plus 2 kills. Great result once again from Saigon Buffalo. And it seems like the mid game belongs to the red side today. Both of these games have had a very similar way or trajectory, I guess. Yeah, just both blue side teams with very strong early games, and then the red side teams with mid game plays to come back of the strength of Rakan. Both of these teams are also featuring Rakan, so good engagements there. I think Zinjao is also looking strong for BJ, who's finding engage after engage now 2-0-4, so actually his kills are paying for the taxes, which is a good sign. I think we need to see more QSSs soon, though, because Kati is getting scarier and scarier.
Hits the Q to pop the shield, but I think they're just going to try and zone the Malzahar away. It just rips the visions, the ultimate, I should say. Okay. I mean, it's not a very long cooldown. Why not?
Yeah, it doesn't quite have the damage to one-shot Taki at this point, but one more item you might be able to. So this Malzahar really is something that's causing a headache for Saigon Buffalo, because all of these champions want to go in, and Malzahar can prevent just that. I expected him to go for Rylai's, so I'm a little bit surprised to see him go for the DPS build. They don't really need more DPS from the mid laner. I think he kind of made a wrong decision here, going for the DPS instead of the utility, especially with the Rylai's buffs. It's so cheap, and it's such a good item on this champion anyway, so expect him to go for Rylai's. It also works well with the rest of his items anyway, so hopefully that's his next item. He might not know about the strength of the Rylai's, because it's a relatively new buff, so let's see where he goes.
It's possible. After all, only a few days ago, we were still on the 0.3 patch.
It's true.
So maybe this hasn't quite caught up, but regardless, the Malzahar has
Style.
still been
What are you doing?
Very pivotal. Style very far forward. Shogun surfs their way over, pops the Zappy circle.
Ow.
But they do manage to get away. Cool Levi going in. There's that Malzahar once again. Froggy caught out, but very tanky with all of that Victor going on. Husmed diving into the backside. They will kill the center. And look at all of the healing for Husmed. The wings are out, and he's absolutely triumphant. They move in. Froggy's picked up a kill of his own, and SGB are well and truly back in this game.
And I said I trusted Stahl with his Senna, and then he completely backstabs me. What is going on? That was such a bad path to take on Senna. He can never go there. He had to blow his flash just to reposition. Then his flash is not there to dodge the crucial spells. He is reliant on his flash in this game. Very, very much so. So, well, Stahl, huge overstep. Now 4.5 minutes on his flash. So last time the flash was down, Saigon Buffalo managed to punch him 2 times in the side lane, kill him over and over again, and it should be easy to set that up again. Kati also, I really don't agree with the way Kati is conducting himself in teamfights. I think he should just peel for Style and let Style do the heavy lifting, and Kiaya too. Look at if Kati is here with his team.
No abilities up.
Yeah, and if Kati's here with his team, they kill Hasmet immediately, and Style and Kiaya go from there, but instead Kati is just off to the side, ulting one target, not really accomplishing anything. He's not there to peel for his team, which was the reason to pick Malzahar in the first place. Remember what Rebel said on the analyst desk? This Malzahar is making the Aatrox pick look much worse. Well, if Malzahar is not on the same screen with the Aatrox, then that's not the case at all.
Yes, exactly. And the Malzahar, it's interesting because this is a pick that we are used to in the VCS, but it's the other side of the matchup that normally plays it. It's Froggy that plays the Malzahar, not Cardi. He plays that kind of champion, but I don't really remember him on the Malzahar in specificity. So far, it's not looking perfect. Taki needs to be a little bit careful. There is a lot of GAM here.
Yeah.
On the Rakan.
So it's weird because he definitely has played Malzahar before. You can see he's proficient in farming on this champion, which is actually quite hard. He's proficient on all the individual mechanics of the champion. He knows his damage profile and so on. But he seems to be a little bit unpracticed, or maybe his team is a little bit unpracticed on how to actually play the Malzahar as a team champion, how to actually position in teamfights and make engages impossible on the Malzahar. And he still has a little bit of time in this game to adjust and learn. His Senna is scaling up. She's a little bit behind now in terms of where, or compared to where she was early in this game. She was on path to 2 or 3 items at this stage already. Now she's still working on the second item. But once that's completed, she's gonna be a huge DPS threat. So I don't think this game is anywhere close to an SGB win yet, but they are the ones winning the team fights this game.
And that is a credit to them, your way. It's what we want to see. Game 1 was close until it wasn't. Game 2 remains close. At least for now, as Kiaya uses that Hallowed Mist well. Gwen is immune.
Nothing used from Saigon Buffalo.
Souls.
Not a single ultimate invested there, so if GAM overchases, Saigon Buffalo actually has the tools to punish them again. Style has no flash once again, so they can get on top of him pretty easily.
More movement speed picked up from these Cloud Drakes. That makes Zeri very happy. absolutely zooming around the map.
Very good for Taki too. Hasmet gets closer to his target, better target access for absolutely everyone. Honestly, all of these champs love the movement speed. Who doesn't?
It's true.
But it's especially good on Taki and on Shogun, of course. So we're still in the Aram phase, and they really need to be careful of the flanks, aware of where the Aatrox can come from, because Style, once again, no flash for at least 1 more minute, so you really shouldn't... Okay, what?
Just dives on in, gets denied by the quickness out of the Rakan, but he survives for a moment, but not a long one. As down he goes on the other side of the fight is Husman, trying to do everything he can, but Kiaya says no. Denies him from this one. The Zeri's got to run. Shogun desperately trying to fire that cannon back into the fight. BJ diving forward. He can't get away from the malefic visions once again, taking him down. It's a 3 for 2, but Saigon Buffalo get the 3.
What a close affair, and I think if Style has flash in this fight, they completely wiped the floor with the enemy. He actually had very good positioning. I'm not entirely sure what Kati accomplished here, but still, it is a close fight. No one really comes away with much of anything here. Flash blown from BJ, but otherwise not really any flashes. Yeah, Kiaya got a lot of gold off this fight too. So he's scaling up to be the late game menace we know Gwen to be. I am not sure what this is from Levi. He's losing his mind a little bit there. But if you want to see some good Senna kiting style, is definitely putting in a lot of work here, staying away from the huge targets and just getting auto attack after auto attack and walking back away from Froggy there. His W's weren't the best. If he hits 1 or 2 of these W's, he probably wins the fight alone. But in the end, Kiaya is also there to provide a threat on the other side. And, I mean, they're still getting stronger and stronger. So I still think all the signs point towards a GAM victory in the late game team fights. Levi, please, you need to calm down, though.
He does, but they follow it up with that Mauser Holt. Taki is just going to be removed from the fight, and that opens up Baron.
It's Mauser Holt and Levi ult plus Levi Flash, though, only to kill the support. And yeah, the support offers a lot of engage and CC, especially in the Baron Pit. But the damage is still here. Teleport is coming in.
That it is. The Baron goes low. Kiaya will secure it. BJ in the pit. Husmed joining him. This Aatrox needs to get a lot done. He gets 2 knockups. He gets 3 knockups. He takes down Levi. On the other side of the fight, we do have Shogun spooled up, bearing down onto Cardi, who of course does not have his ultimate. Shogun doing well there. And now, SGB, can you find the back half of this fight? Shogun, you need to be an MVP. Kiaya will be the second one to fall to the Zeri. Interrupt on the back. They can bear down on this set. There's not much he can do. So GAM, they pick up the Baron, but 4 of them go to the grave.
And Shogun didn't even use his flash. Shogun is getting in a position to carry this game 1v9, really. He's so strong. This time around on the Zeri, he has had very bad Zeri games so far, but he is here to show everyone that he can play this champion too. I had my doubts about Shogun Zeri, but it looks like he is here to play in Saigon Buffalo. They don't get the Baron. Baron goes over to GAM, so the gold stays relatively close. But another team fight over to Saigon Buffalo. And this was so scary for GAM this time around to take the Baron. They lose 2 of the biggest disengaged tools just to kill the enemy support, and it came back to bite them because Hasmet goes absolutely crazy here. Look at all the healing. It's a good flash from B to assure that Style stays alive, but then in the end, it doesn't really change the fight too much. I think Style could have... Wow, what was that?
What? We come back and the victor is dead. Froggy found. Levi throws the boot in but gets locked up by the Rakan. Gets over the wall, gets shielded by the Senna. So, just a little trade.
Okay, I'm very sorry for the huge Windows sound there. Apparently, I can't keep recording, but we can keep streaming, so we should be fine. I'm very sorry for that one. And in the end, GAM strike back. Every team in an advantageous position is always just losing the next team fight. And now GAM still have the Baron buff on Style, so they are going to be able to take the mid lane inhibitor here.
And Froggy dying's a disaster. He's so much for the wave clear. There's the interrupt on that Malzahar ultimate. They blow him up. B gets a huge shield, and now they're trying to get onto Shogun. He's firing in. Rat-a-tat-tat. Kiaya, no more W for you to hide behind. They have the numbers, but do they have the positioning? Ooh, Shogun desperately playing on the line, and Froggy rejoins the fight. He leads them forward, and they pick up another 3 kills.
Plus Dragon probably on the back half here, because they have good positioning to run at the Dragon and get to Soul Point. GAM started the game with 2 dragons. It looked like they could actually play through Soul and maybe even Elder Dragon as a win condition. But every single time Dragon has spawned, they've just completely lost their map positioning. Beautiful Q style here. Oh yeah, Style just played this amazingly, catching the victor on the site. Wow, the game is super close. We reached the 30-minute mark. It has been a while since a team has actually pushed GAM to 30 minutes in a single game. They didn't reach 30 in their semi-final earlier this week, so Saigon Buffalo definitely a formidable opponent, even for the likes of GAM. And this game is on a nice edge. I think Levi needs to calm down a little bit, maybe not look for the engage of one target all the time. He can also try to play a little bit more defensively, but it's Levi. Who am I kidding? He's not going to do that. I'm so intrigued to see how they're going to play the next few team fights.
I also want to commend Taki being able to peel so well every time Cardi uses his ult. Every single time, Taki is diving in and not necessarily interrupting the Malzahar. That can be hard because of the shield, but he's always interrupting whoever is following up on the Malzahar, which is really important. It's allowing... Look at these fights. Shogun is not ending these fights with a full health bar doing Zeri things. He's on 100 HP at the end of the fight, but there's no one actually threatening to do that last 100 damage because Taki is just there, just as this big bouncer saying, I dare you, dude. I dare you.
Yeah, and very quickly, the Rakan is rising in priority for the whole series. Looked amazing for B in game 1, now looking very good for Taki, finding play after play after play in this game too, so maybe Rakan needs to be revisited in the drafting stage. Rakan is always in this weird spot where, for months, no one actually picks Rakan, because everyone thinks he's too weak in lane and no one can actually make it work. Then one team just plays Rakan, wins the game, he looks amazing. Oh, no time for that, Levi has to flash. Oh, and Kiaya is so far overextended. How much time can he buy?
Husband trying to find him. I think he's just going to try and, as you said, buy time, get himself some CS. But this Gwen is in trouble, and there's nothing for them to do with the time. There's no Dragon, there's no Baron. Yeah, okay, Kiaya, he does buy a lot of time, to be fair. But does it matter?
Yeah, not really. 1 minute actually to Baron. I think Saigon Buffalo deliberately waited a little bit longer. They delayed the kill on Kiaya. It might not be consequential, because Kiaya does have teleport available, so he can rejoin his team and cheat a little bit of time there. But they will get priority over the top side, over the Baron area. If they invest some vision over here, then Saigon Buffalo is in an advantageous position to take that next big objective. Quick check-in with the items. 4 QSSs completed on the side of Saigon Buffalo. The only one...
Taxman's happy.
Yeah, the only one still trying to avoid the taxes is Hasmet. So he should be the prime target now for Kati. And even though he's 4 items in, I think you could still probably burst him down here. I want to see the stacks for Style.
Oh, I mean, lucky. We'll see if we do. I've been trying to keep an eye out for it, but I haven't seen them in a while. Maybe you can give us your best guess when you see his range.
It's definitely on 700, I'd say, so probably on 100 range at least, but he does also have the rapid fire cannon, so it's kind of hard to say. Let's see.
True. Pokes his head into Taki, doesn't really get a huge amount.
And in the end, Saigon Buffalo didn't really use the time they bought killing Kiaya. It's just a kill on Shogun. Wow, Kati didn't even pop his shield. Now Taki's half HP. This is a good opportunity for GAM. They find a way onto the back line. They can really strike first in this instance.
That they can, but Taki does manage to back off fine. He can't really reset, though. A reset, I think, just takes a little bit too...
Oh, look at this!
Froggy! What are they doing? But they're coming into a choke against the Zeri!
Oh, Zeri!
Away. Zap! Zaps over the wall! That's so dangerous! Husband will be the one that's altered, the one man that didn't pay the tax man, and he goes down for it! 1 for 1 at the moment, top laner for jungler, and with a Baron on the map, you have to think SGB are okay with that one. You need to be careful here, Shogun. You are so valuable. And Saigon Buffalo, they teleport Froggy back in, and they've got a date with the Baron.
And imagine this fight if Hasmet actually has a QSS too. The game's just over. He can stall forever and just run at them. It took them so long to actually get them. Double TP, Taki. Oh, he has no mana.
Ooh, there they go in. The Xin Zhao ult buying a lot of time, but it just doesn't matter because they're all beginning to fall. It's a double kill for the Malzahar. This might have been a bridge too far by SGB. As they get melted away, and suddenly it's GAM with priority around the dragon and a dragon spawning. Oh, your way, it swings in roundabouts. It's haymakers left and right.
And this might be another throw at the Baron. No, the last game was not thrown at Baron. That's disingenuous. The game was over when they went to Baron, but still, it was a 5-0. And this time, Saigon Buffalo oversteps again. Levi's close to the dragon. Saigon Buffalo fancies themselves a soul, but I think they've called it off. It's too risky at this point. Yeah, nice engage. They focused on Froggy. I think Froggy gets away, but now he's out of the fight. So, on the other side, look at this. Zeri gets so many shots in. And if it's not Gwen, she probably just kills Kiaya instantly. Yeah. Unfortunately, Kiaya is immune for, I believe, 5 seconds or something as a whole on the Hallowed Mist, I should say. So, both of these ADCs have to play against those very annoying auto-tech dodging abilities on the side of BJ, of course, the ultimate, and then Gwen's W. But whoever dies first of the front line, I think probably loses the game. So it's all about shutting down the enemy front line.
This is such a difficult game for Shogun. Because he's playing well, don't get me wrong. I'm not doubting that for a moment. He's having a good Zeri game. He is enabled to carry, but you're against a Malzahar that just kind of shuts down your champion's gimmick. He just grabs you and says, nope, none of that. You're against a Senna who hits you from so far away. You're against Kiaya that can just stand in your face and there's nothing you can do. Shogun, you've got so much on your plate and all they've given you is a spork.
But to be fair, he has done absolutely everything he could so far with the little he has been given. And with the QSS, he's actually kind of safe into Kati. I still question Kati's decision not to go Rylai's, because especially when you looked at the last fight, if the Malefic Visions actually transfers the Rylai slow over to the other 2 targets, they can probably chase them down. So really don't think Kati is itemized correctly in this game. Might not be consequential, but really think they should try to invest in some slows here. Scary positioning.
Kati shield pop. Probably not consequential, but worth tracking.
It's a pretty short cooldown at this point. He's level 18, so only 18 seconds to wait. Oh, SGB wants to strike here now.
Yeah, it comes back up, but SGB do use it as a moment where they can step up and clear out the wave. They just want to keep waiting out the Baron buff for another 40 seconds on that, and then SGB can have a good, honest crack at the map.
No, ultimate for Hasmid, but Levi has overstepped again!
Levi! The captain has been found. Taki tries to make something happen, can't quite do it. In goes B, stops the show.
Oh,
but
B.
It's all about Shogun. Huge face breaker, but it's only GAM getting broken as Shogun and Froggy link up together, and a 5-0 ace did it for GAM in game 1, but SGB will not go down without one of their own.
And we thought we had moved past the need for Zeri in the VCS. She looked bad. She lost so many games again and again and again. But now Shogun and Style show us why this champion is considered one of the strongest in the game right now. What amazing team fighting from Saigon Buffalo in the late game against GAM. This was the one question we had after game 1. They needed to show us their ability to actually stand up to GAM and fight against them. The first loss for Senna, for Style this whole year. And Saigon Buffalo is here to play.
They are, and I'm so happy that they pick up this game because it proves that they can do it.